Welcome to the Bogart Effect, a wealthy wisdom podcast. Please see important disclosure information at the end of the presentation.
This whole conversation comes down to having that financial plan in place, understanding situationally where we are right now, how much are we spending relative to what we're making, and then it becomes a discussion of, all right, fast forward to future years, where are we projected our tax rates are going to be not only then, but what is our spending doing relative to the amount of taxes that we're projected to have to spend? And that becomes really, I think, the most beautiful optimization that when we talk about tax strategy, it's looking at tax dollars now, tax dollars in the future, and then building out a strategy of optimization around there. So I think it's probably best now, let's start talking about any kind of tax conversations we need to be having around retirement. Misty?
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, as we're building these habits, I mean, the first foundation was, getting that saving when you're young, so you're used to it. So as you get through those accumulation years and you get into retirement, you're just used to that accumulating and that saving mode. And in a perfect world, we want to have all three of those buckets that we've talked about. We want to have the non-qualified and we want to have the pre-tax and the Roth after-tax bucket because we don't know what our tax bracket is going to be in the future. We can't control that. So for financial advisors, it's great to be able to have all three of those buckets. So as we start to venture towards retirement, I'm looking, at the diversification of where somebody's buckets are so that if we need to make some adjustments in those, 5 to 7 years or whenever it is we start working together, and also based upon when do they want to retire? Do they want to retire early? So now we need to have access to some of those dollars, and that can affect where we're saving.
The previous presentation by Bogart Wealth was intended for general information purposes only. No portion of the presentation serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from Bogart Wealth or any other investment professional of your choosing. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any other non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. Neither Bogart Wealth's investment advisor registration status nor any amount of prior experience or success should be construed that a certain level of results or satisfaction will be achieved if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Bogart Wealth is neither a law firm nor accounting firm, and no portion of its services shall be construed as legal or accounting advice. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if Bogart Wealth is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Copies of Bogart Wealth's current written disclosure brochure and Form CRS discussing our advisory services and fees are available upon request or at www.bogartwealth.com.